What's up, guys? Rob Kuhn here, and today we're going to review one of the most polarizing figures in all of poker.
Oh, I don't have good sportsmanship. You know, there's a saying in America. It's better to die on your feet than live on your knees.
A man who has been known to have some very epic blow-ups.
Welcome to the big leagues, kid. Mr. Batman.
A man who is overall just really good content.
I'm like a superstar the world just don't know.
Without any spoilers, let's get in the action.
This is a serious bet. Wait, that?
This time he's got a real hand.
Here we go.
Just for context on this game, this is high-stakes poker. This is what you grew up watching as a kid. This has been on TV for absolute ages. I believe they're playing 501,000. Eric Persson raises to 3,000 from MP. Brandon Kenny, the all-time money leader, goes for the call on the button, and Ivy folds. Let's take a flop.
Haven't had a hand with you yet. I'm like, no, I'm not going to say because it's me. Oh, here, go ahead. Okay.
This is unbelievable. Unbelievable. Eric has the king high flush.
Hey, he who fights and runs away lives to fight another day.
And Bryn flops the
What's
set.
That? Come on, man. You really think, like, let's pretend you flopped the flush here. I'm out of position. You're just going to raise me in this spot?
Why not?
I'll tell you why not. Because if you really have a flush, I'm probably going to bet the turn.
But then the pot's so small.
You're right.
He three bets to 29,000.
See?
You got the flush on.
Of course. Hey, I have the flush. It's a monster.
All right.
Bryn just calls. He wants to see if a club's going to come off on the turn.
At least we have a pot, right?
Okay, on the 10-5-4 all-club board, both players flop gin. Eric Persson flopping the second nuts with king, queen of clubs, decides to bet 4,000 into 8,500. Bryn Kenny with middle set, playing 200K effective, makes it 13,000. Eric Persson with a lot of table talk, and personally I think this is very easy to read, decides to 3-bet to 29,000. Bryn has no other option than just going for the call. This is already a pretty dicey spot when Brennan's doing a little bit of talking, Eric Persson's doing a little bit of talking, and now raising on the monotone board. Yes, he's done this a couple times in the past as bluffs, but he's also done this. His actions are a little bit different. I don't know. You just have to know what you're looking for. Let's take a turn.
Exactly.
No pair on the turn. No club either.
62.
62,000. That's one of the... I'm just going to go ahead and point this tell out because this is one of the greater tells that I haven't really ever told anybody. The fake being nervous with your chips, putting in the 62,000 but accidentally dropping this. Sometimes I do this with shuffling chips. I'm never going to miss shuffle ever, but I'll use this against recreationals or people that think they're good at live tells. I'll fake shuffle. They'll call. They'll be wrong. Just going to point that out there. If you guys want to see me do a live tell video, by the way, if this gets 1,000 likes, I'll actually drop one.
No problem for Persson. 62,000.
Bryn should read into this.
It's good. Having a good time.
Me too.
I would guess that Bryn's going to go all in.
I'm like a superstar the world just don't know.
Maybe it does.
Wait a second. Is that Phil Ivey smiling? Holy shit. This video is epic.
Bryn just called.
On the King of Diamonds turn, Persson goes for the bet of 62,000. A very nervous-looking bet. Bryn just goes for the call. He's probably getting implied odds to go for the call, maybe fold river. He should, at this point, understand he's probably beat. Most likely a flush most of the time. Usually when people immediately put you on a flush, they're trying to indicate. It's just, I don't know, guys, fuck. It just seems so obvious sometimes. Bryn probably just going for the implied odds, call, stack him on a paired board river. There's something to be said about that. It's a little dicey because, the math is close here. Anyway, let's take a river.
Oh man.
He needs the board to pair.
How you gonna fold the river now? You're so committed. I'm all in.
Forward.
You think I wasn't gonna fire the third bullet? Of course I was.
Brent has got a call. If Eric has a flush, he has him.
You just torched 80. Should have just folded the flop.
Couldn't have folded the flop.
Pat, you gotta tell him, you can't make that call on the flop if you're not prepared to go through the river. You just let it go. You fight another day. But not Bryn. He's like, I'm gonna out-muscle him. It's very rare that people bluff with nothing. You know what I'm saying? On the river. For this amount. It's like a very polarizing thing. I made that observation.
It's very possible for Eric to have King 10 or Ace 10 with the ace or king of clubs,
This move.
and he would have played this hand the same way. He would
He's
bet on the
folding.
river thinking he's got
Maybe
the
he's
best hand.
On the ace of spades river, Eric Persson goes for the shove of 133,000, and this is a very interesting card. So if you think about Eric Persson's bluffs, he's going to have some ace-x of clubs. Now that he hits the ace on the river, he's not going to shove as a bluff anymore because he can simply be beating Bryn Kenny's range. This is a very easy card to fold on, in my opinion, if you're Bryn. But before we see what Bryn Kenny actually does, there is a problem. There is an epidemic happening. Our subscriber count is very low. I try to produce very good content. If you guys like these type of videos, please hit the subscribe button and thumbs up. Leave a comment below. Let's continue on.
You just torched 100, actually, if you think about it. Pre-flop, all the way
Fist
through.
pounding everyone too.
But you know what? That's a smart man. When he knows he's beat, he lets it go.
Would you buy a used car from Eric?
Not at all.
Good thing we don't have the clock, right, Garrett? The pro would have had to use it. Yeah, it's no good. Wasn't good then, it's not good now.
No?
No.
Looks like he wants to fold.
Call.
Oh, he called.
Flush?
Yep.
Nice hand.
I don't think Phil felt
That's blood.
Eric had a flush there.
Dwan, Ivy, and Kenny all go down.
You have to do a pre-flop.
You have to do a pre-flop, as I was telling you. Because we have to
hand.
all of our energy, thank you, to will it into existence.
Bryn Kenny makes the call on the river, which I really, really don't like, given all the table talk. The fact that the river was an ace. I think if it's not an ace, it does become a little bit more difficult, but most of the time, Eric Persson's bluffs are going to have top pair. Now, all the table talk, all the live tells lead me to think this is a very easy fold on river, but Bryn Kenny is one of the best players in the entire world, as #1 Hendon cashes, so it's very hard to argue with many of his decisions. Anyway, hopefully you guys like this video. Much love.
Baby, you give me ice and fire. You're giving me wind and rain. You're some kind of butterfly.